You've been wanting to jump into making games for a while now, but you don't know how to code? In today's video, I'll introduce you to 5 different game engines that require no programming, so you can start making games today. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, my name is Boris. I'm an indie game developer working on a 2D pixel art adventure game called Aeternum Vale. I also stream game design and pixel art, as well as indie and retro gaming over on twitch.tv/BorisSedan. There's a link in the description down below if you want to check out if I'm live right now. If I am, please say hi and tell me that you came from this very video. That would really make my day. So our subject today isn't what game engine is the best, but really what game engine is right for you. And indeed, depending on your aspirations and your actual skills, the answer will be entirely different. Are you a complete beginner? Or do you have some experience already? Do you want to work in 2D only or 3D as well? Are you looking for a tool that is completely free, or are you ready to invest some of your hard-earned cash into a game engine? I will try to answer all of these questions in a timely manner by introducing you to 5 different game engines. So without further ado, let's get started with RPG Maker. Now, that is the software I originally got started with a long time ago. And I know what some of you might think. It's a limited tool, you can only make RPGs with it, and there is scripting involved if you want to break free from some of the engine's limitations. And well, yes, you are right, but I do think it is a great tool for absolute beginners to get started with. Being focused on one genre only, this engine will have you only worry about world design, dialogues, story, graphics. It's completely taking the technical part out of your hands to make you work on telling your story, which is why I would totally encourage someone with zero knowledge in game development and with a story to tell to try it out. Now, if RPGs aren't your thing and you're an absolute beginner in the world of game development, Construct 3 might be the best place for you to start. You will never have to write a single line of code in Construct. The whole engine works with its own visual scripting system, which makes it super easy to pick up for beginners and allows users to get projects off the ground in a very short time. It even has its own built-in sprites and tiles editor, which makes it great for retro pixel art projects. On top of all that, Construct is available right from your navigator through the cloud, so you can access your project anywhere, anytime, and won't ever need to install anything. Overall, I'd say Construct 3 is a great engine for beginners to get their first projects off the ground, as well as for more experienced dev wanting to prototype larger projects. Indeed, the engine being solely 2D, it comes with its own limitations. It also doesn't quite have the exporting power of some other engines, but again, it's a great place to start learning, and at $99 a year for a personal license, it's also quite affordable. If you find Construct too limiting, you might want to check out either Game Maker Studio or the Godot engine. You probably have heard on the internet that indie classics Hyper Light Drifter and Undertale were both made on Game Maker Studio 2, and there are very good reasons for that. Game Maker has a very powerful, sturdy drag-and-drop script system that can be further enhanced by actual coding using GML, Game Maker's own programming language. It also features a great sprite editor and has overall pretty good exporting options. On the downside, Game Maker performs rather poorly regarding to 3D when compared to other engines like Godot, which we will get into in a minute. And with a $1,500 price tag for a 1-year Ultimate Edition license, it is overall quite a pricey solution if you want the complete set of exporting tools. Now, if you don't care about the absence of a sprite editor and don't have current plans of actually porting your game on console by yourself, then the Godot engine might be the one for you. If one could argue that its visual scripting tool might not be as strong as Game Maker's, it is an entirely free and open source engine, which makes it a fast, lightweight, and highly customizable solution. Maybe just not as user-friendly as Game Maker, even if in some categories like with its scene structure and its UI building tools, it does shine brighter than its counterpart. Like I mentioned earlier, it will also be way easier to make that 2D to 3D transition in Godot rather than in Game Maker. Oh, and did I mention it was free? Also worth to mention, both of these engines have big communities with a ton of tutorials around on the internet, as well as dedicated asset stores, which can make a beginner's life even easier. With that said, none is better than the other, and in the end, it will really come down to your personal preferences. Well, I told you guys where I got started by mentioning RPG Maker. I will now tell you what I'm currently using as my game making solution, and that is a Unity. And I can already hear you being all like, but Boris, you said no programming. You do need programming to use Unity. Well, you do and you don't. There actually are solutions available through the Unity Asset Store, from pre-made systems to complete visual scripting tools like Playmaker or Bolt. These tools will allow you to use the full power of Unity without being obligated to learn C# and would even actually help you to understand and learn that language in the process. Games like Hollow Knight or The First Tree both use those visual scripting tools and were made by people that originally were not professional programmers. Unity is also completely free to start with, and you will only have to give them money if your game makes more than $100,000 a year, which means most of us are safe to use this very professional tool, even with very thin wallets. Unity is also strong with an enormous community, and there is literally a ton of content out there on the Unity website and the internet in general to learn how to use the engine and get better at it. So like we said earlier, there is no such thing as one perfect solution that fits everyone. It really goes down to what you're looking for with an engine and which one would work best for you, which is why I encourage you to further investigate each one of those. Most of these engines have some form of free trial that will allow you to actually test them out and make a hands-on, educated opinion. Just try out the ones that seem right for you. There will be links in the description for each of the engines that got mentioned in the video. Also, if you'd be interested in debating which engine is the best with other indie game developers, feel free to join our community on Discord. We do talk about game development in between posting memes. Sometimes. You can of course also subscribe to this channel for more indie game dev content. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!